Alright folks, I have gotten some requests for a video on our refrigerated trailers, or John Christner's refrigerated trailers. So here we go. We're going to see how this turns out. Most all of their units use Thermo King reefers. Some of them do have Carrier, but that's not the norm. Most all of them are Thermo King. They've gotten a couple hundred brand new trailers, and they're nicer and newer, but they're all pretty much the same, really. So here's your control panel, and I'm just picking this trailer up from a yard, so it's turned off right now. So we'll go ahead and hit the on button, and you'll see it go through its little deal. It goes and checks the system, double checks everything, make sure oil level and everything, coolant level and everything are all good, and that there's no faults in the system. Huh. This one apparently has some alarms in it. I'm going to go ahead and clear these. Okay, now you can see we've got no alarms. We'll exit out of that, and we'll let it fire up and go through and check everything again. You can see it's set at minus 10 degrees right now. It's currently 81.6. This right here, the little alien, I call it the little alien symbol. This thing's going to start up here in just a second. That's to go from continuous to cycle century. This is your defrost, manual defrost, and then you can see you've got off and you've got on. These here will correspond to whatever it says on a display at the time. So let's see if you can still hear me once this thing fires up. Aha! It turned right off. I'm guessing we're empty. We're out of fuel. Let's see what we got here. One of two alarms. Engine stopped. Restart, no. Engine stopped. Okay. So, let's go see how much fuel we got in this thing. Oh, looky there. It is empty. Alright. Wow. This is an R trailer. It's a rail trailer, which, and really all that means is it has a bigger fuel tank and a little bit more insulation. So I'm going to pause here, and we'll go on to the next step. Okay, I'm standing on my catwalk here. Here's the doors of the reefer. I'll go ahead and open these up. There's a safety catch on the inside, so it can't go flying open on you going down the road. We'll get these open up and let you see what the inside looks like. They're 4-cylinder Yanmar diesel engines, and you can see it actually is pretty complicated. There's a lot to these things. There's the air cleaner. Essentially, there's your engine. There's your compressor unit. Got your battery over here. There's a squirrel cage. If this thing were running right now, obviously it'd be making a whole lot of noise, and that would be spinning. That's what actually moves the air through the inside of the trailer. You got your coolant level right there. So lots of technical dirty stuff up here. Alright, I'm going to pause again and we'll take a look at the inside of the trailer. One more thing here with all these gauges and stuff. You would touch this one here to change your set point. So right now it's set at minus 10 degrees, and it's just as simple of going to the plus or minus sign to change the temperature that you want. So let's just put this one at 20 degrees, and then you either accept or decline it. Yes. Programming new set point. There you go. Now, one thing with these carriers, if you go below 0, it automatically does the cycle sentry, which means that it'll turn it on and off by itself. Anything above 0, you can control it manually with either the cycle sentry or continuous. You see here, we'll hit the menu button, and that'll take us into alarms. We know we've got an alarm. This fuel tank is empty. Data logger, hour meters. This unit has 4,627 hours on the engine. You can put it into a manual pre-trip, adjust the brightness, time. We'll exit out of that, and that takes you back to the main screen. Now we've got this big exclamation point here because it has a fault. There's no fuel in it. So we'll stop that for now and take a look at the inside of the back. Looking at the back of the trailer, and along with your pre-trip, like I said, you want to make sure all of your lights are working, all of your clearance lights, all of your tail lights, turn signals, brake lights, everything like that. And also make sure that your license plate light is working. That's a good reason for a DOT to stop you and do an inspection. These little inspection doors that you see, you'll see there's gray tape on here. We have thermometers that will just kind of poke through that gray tape, and then we can monitor the temperature at the back of the trailer. So that's what these little inspection doors are for. Some dry van trailers, you'll see that there's one of those up on the front of the trailer and one at the back. When it gets really hot, you can open up both of those, and that helps get air through the trailer and keep it cooler. Inside the trailer itself, all refrigerated trailers have aluminum floors, and you can see there's these treads in here, or these raised up and detents. Sometimes you'll be hauling loads that maybe produce, and they've iced the load, and as the ice melts, it'll fall down into these channels, and then in all 4 corners, you'll have these weep holes. And you can see the water will direct itself either front or back, and then go out one of those weep holes. Also, you'll see this big tarp up on the ceiling. Basically, what's happening here is the air, remember the squirrel cage that we were looking at up in front, that blower, blows the air into this tarp or this canvas, and it'll go along there, come out the end, hit the back door, and if these trailers are properly loaded, you can see here, do not load above this line, and really you shouldn't load any further back than that line. So you've probably got about a good 4 feet at the back of the trailer. So that air comes out of that chute, hits the back door, goes down to the floor, and then it gets sucked back up to the front underneath the pallets and through all of these channels in the floor, goes back into the unit through these lower vents, goes back through the squirrel cage, and then back up through the chute and starts the process all over again. A lot of times, well, let me rephrase that. Sometimes, if you're not loaded properly, if you have a real low load, like waist high or something like that, the airflow isn't right, and it's a little bit harder to keep everything cool inside your trailer. And then obviously, if you load above that line, you're going to start squishing that chute up. And like I say, it's just a canvas chute. And then there again, you're going to be interrupting your airflow, and then you're going to have a hard time keeping your load cool. So there's a little more to this than just simply just hopping in it and driving off. So, but that's what the inside of a refrigerated trailer looks like. You'll see a lot of times these drivers, will have load locks. They're metal bars on the back of their cab. With U.S. Express, those were all dry vans, and there would be rails going along the side of the trailer where you could hook in a ratchet tie down to both sides of the trailer, to secure your load. But now these are all smooth interiors, so that you can wash them out and keep them clean. So that you don't have those rails for the ratchet straps. So that's why you use those load locks. And they kind of ratchet, sort of, and they apply pressure to both sides of the wall and hold themselves in place with pressure. But that's what the inside of a refrigerated trailer looks like and how it works. So there you go. These are the load locks that I was just talking about. And you can see they're in a rack on the back of my tractor. But that's what you use inside of a refrigerated trailer with those smooth walls. And like I said, you can see the handles there and the teeth on it, how it kind of ratchets. And those pads will push themselves up against each side of the wall to hold themselves in place and keep your load secure.